Good evening, Speed Gaming 3. That's right. We're coming to you live with more Super Metroid Randomizer multi-category tournament action 2022 edition. Tonight's race is a 3-1 matchup between sloaters27 and Tilimorf. My name is the Hockey Towner, and joining me in the commentary booth is the one, the only Derp. What's going on, Derp?
Well, not much. I'm doing pretty good. Excited to watch this excellent randomizer match we've got for us. As you mentioned, Sloaters and Tilimorf. 3-1 runners, both very good. One of them is using the Kirby ship, so I'm going to have to say Tilimorf is already in the lead.
I feel, Derp, I feel like this Kirby ship has become as polarizing as Spring Ball as an item pickup.
I mean, I've always been a no palette swap runner. I'm a vanilla enthusiast. So Sloaters was already falling behind because it didn't use Moonfall still. So I can say that he's behind because of the Kirby ship. That's whose fault it was.
Precisely. The Kirby ship ensuring that Sloaters obeys the laws of physics in the Super Metroid universe. But really exciting Week 5 action here, Derp. I said already that this is a matchup between 3-1 runners. They only have one loss apiece. But tell us about these settings.
Yeah, so we are going to be doing full area major minor. So very similar to a lot of the more recent tournaments that we've done. I think we've done a lot of this mode, but the bosses will be vanilla, which is actually a very important distinction because it makes certain areas a lot higher priority, and in some cases a lot riskier if you don't have a full loadout for the area. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the runners how the runners adapt to these settings. So we just find some super missiles. That's good to find, of course, getting those early, but we're really looking for the power bombs that we can get early, so we were able to check the area transition behind Morph. So hopefully the runners are able to find those.
Looks like just a vanilla E-Tank in the ceiling here, but there is that miner on the far right side of the screen. What's it going to be? Ooh!
There's the power bomb.
Just what the Derp ordered. Power bomb pickup here in Retro Bryn. And we are going to see where that transition leads. Hopefully, both runners will check it.
Yeah, I think we've already seen a few runners in this week get punished for not making this check, but with an E-Tank, you have so much safety that I feel like it's never correct not to do this check here. And as you mentioned, we're going to see both runners doing it, getting another super pack even, which could be nice. We don't know where charge is, and if you don't know where charge is, you want a lot of super missiles. Even if you do, you generally want to get those 30 for Ridley. Even though you know where Ridley's going to be, still having the ammo for it is quite valuable. And with the sink, look at that.
Oh yeah, there we go. This looks like what, Green Bryn elevator maybe?
It was Red Tower elevator, I believe.
Red Tower, okay. I got my Bryn star colors swapped here, Derp. That's okay. But that is a nice find here. I feel like Red Tower really kind of serves as a
There's Green Bryn star.
Yes. I was one transition off.
We got the back-to-back elevators. Not as exciting as you'd like to see, but this Green Bryn Star area is definitely something the runners are going to want to find early. There are a lot of items here, and they're able to check all of them except for Waterway with their current loadout, thanks to having that early power bomb pack.
That's right, they can check the bottom. Ooh, there's a nice pickup in less than 4 minutes into this race, Derp.
Yep, and that's why you don't skip the retro check. Both leading them straight to gravity. We'll see what they're able to do with that. That does give them comfortable movement through most of Meridia, but with the boss shuffle off, they do need ice or speed to be able to fight the boss at the other side of East Meridia. Since with Boss Rando, it could theoretically be not Dragon, and if they're able to kill Dragon, they don't need to pick up ice or speed, because they can just go through the Cack Alley.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can kind of take the long way, or maybe it's the shorter way because you don't have to fight Botoon. But and also depending on the routing, if area randomization is on or not. But bottom of Brinstar check here, Derp. And I feel like a lot of seeds in this tournament, just by, especially in last week's modes, the Stoots are always like right next to each other. I don't know if that's been the case for this week's matchups. But just a reserve tank. I think, do you pick this up here, Derp? I think you gotta.
I feel like you should, with just one tank and no Varia. But we'll see if Sloaters picks it up on the way back out. Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Tilly got it on the way in. But still a lot more to explore. We got all of, like you said, all of Pink Brinstar. Check out the items there, with the exception of that waterway. Unless they happen to find speed somewhere, whether it's a charge or the wave gate or what have you.
Hey, they're one power bomb short of getting an elevator crystal flash. You could see it.
Dang.
Maybe not going to see that one, but it would be cool.
There's no doubt about it.
Someone called cross products.
He's certainly that cross product certainly capable of all those esoteric strats. It's always very fun.
Hey, there's the power bomb.
There it is.
It is.
We got crystal flash ammo, Derb.
Oh man. But the runners do have access to the wave gate and charge major items, and I imagine we aren't going to see any shenanigans beyond that. We'll see if both runners are able to get this first try wave gate.
Ooh, Slaughter's a little misfire there, but got it on the repeat. Let's see if Tilimorf can get the proper setup.
Look good.
Yeah, very nice. Are you kidding me? I had to go and say it, Derp.
We have Morph and we have both suits. This is not what you expect to find early, but
oh my goodness. Oh yeah, the suits have always been right next to each other, Derp. Man.
Yeah, there they are.
And more supers.
Well, we'll see where the runners are. I guess we don't know where any of the areas are just yet. Ice Beam is almost go mode, actually.
Yeah, very close to it. Very close
just
to it. That's
ammo or charge, and it's technically go mode.
Oh my gosh.
The seed.
Although worst room in the game with this item loadout is nigh impossible, wouldn't you say, Derb?
I think Sloaters is capable. I'm surprised he's not checking Mama Turtle there. Although I guess I can't really get back up. But he is capable of doing the silly wall jump up worst room in the game. But ideally they find the back of Lower Norfair anyway, so they don't need to bother with it.
Yeah.
That would definitely help their case a little bit if they were to find Lower Norfair with this loadout. Need a little bit more ammo for Ridley, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that you called that wall jump silly, because it is just so difficult, and we've seen runners of all skill levels just burn time trying to execute that incredibly tricky wall jump in worst room.
Hey, we're back at the ship.
Look at that, nice loop.
Yeah, I think we see Sloaters check this. If this isn't like exactly upper Norfair, I imagine he turns around and checks like bombs, Gauntlet, Terminator. Did he get the CWJ? Hold up.
He might. Let's go. Oh my goodness, Sloaters putting on a clinic here.
Well, I guess he's got more area transitions to check, so also has phaser if he wants to go do that. Even could do early X-ray. Tilly's just going to go for the less cool but still effective gravity jump here. As long as you get across, you're not too upset about not getting the cool strat.
No, for sure.
I didn't actually see what was up above this first transition, and it looks like Tilimorf is actually going to go towards the Spazer Beam first. Just going to check the item and then bother with the transitions. Which I think I like that ordering better, personally.
I do too. Sloaters, though, making a beeline for...
Well, he can do this. He could technically snell clip for the miners as well.
He certainly can do it.
Certainly can, and it looks like he might.
Is he going for a snail clip here?
Yeah, he wants a little bit more ammo because he doesn't have a whole lot, and he would literally have to beat Dragon with ammo if he wants to full commit. It's a first try, though. Look at that.
Wow, really impressive. And it looked like Spazer was just an E-tank. So Tilimorf up on the ammo advantage, still looking for Norfair. Ooh, 30, hitting that 30 super threshold, Derp.
Yeah, that's going to be really important for when they find lower Norfair. And even important now, like I said, for Sloaters, who will need 20 super missiles at least to finish off Dragon with just supers. And that's really the only thing he has besides a few missiles to actually deal with Dragon. Looks like Tilly's actually going for this as well. I think he's going to save scum the sandpit first, which he actually does need to do because in area rando, the sandpits actually link back to Aqueduct if you go far left.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't actually know that. That's a nice feature.
Important little thing to remember. It looks like Tilly's actually just going to save for Botwoon, just in case he misses a few. Since if he misses enough ammo, he will be soft locked. So
it's always devastating to see a soft lock in this tournament, but hopefully we avoid that. And an E-tank for Sloaters at Botwoon E-tank.
Checks out.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that we actually have both runners doing this, by the way.
I love it. Oh, man, it's been a surprising seed. I've never seen suits and only suits that early in a seed before. I mean, we're just crossing the 11-minute threshold here on our way to Dragon with no movement items.
Yep, we got the full, actually not even the full low percent loadout because low percent has bombs. They don't even, the runners don't even have that.
Unbelievable. 10-minute Dragon.
Yep. We'll see how long the fight actually lasts, since you will need to just use super missiles basically for the fight. And it is, if you don't get a good pattern, it can be really awkward to actually kill Dragon. If she gives you a bunch of swoops in a row, then you're kind of just out of luck.
It all comes down to that luck. The luck element. But yeah, looks like Sloaters checking the another timely super pack for these runners. My goodness, they're bringing the count to 27 pre-fight.
Yeah, I think that's actually better for Tilly because he's entering with lower supers. But it is definitely a good thing for both runners to find. Probably the best option there. We'll see what's behind Dragon. I don't know. I guess every item is in logic here, since this was... they had gravity and ice. This was something that they could do in logic.
They had what they needed. But yeah, I'm with you, Derp. I'm really curious to see what's going to be behind Dragon because, you know, if it's charged, that is like you said, that's go mode.
It's technically go mode.
Not the comfiest go mode you'll ever have.
The other thing I'm wondering is if the runners decide to check the other entrance to East Meridia, like check up at the elevator, or if they want to go back the way they came and explore Red Tower more. I think both are valid options. Also, really nice fight from Sloaters, I should mention. That was very quick.
That was brilliant. Just another E-tank, Derp, but that's 3 in a reserve. So that's real comfy, especially for Sloaters having played so much any percent.
Ooh, barely got the jump up. This is a little tricky with the amount of jump height Sloaters has.
Yeah, no high jump boots, but at least no speed to make it even worse. Until he's got 2 supers left. Got to land those on Dre. Oh, there we go.
He missed a couple, but fortunately, only needed 1 more. No, he used all of the ammo in the tank, and it was just enough.
That would have been it. Just to save at Aqueduct, but not at Dragon.
He can get drops from Dragon from the goop.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can shoot the goop.
It would just cost him a lot of time, so it's good that it didn't happen. And it looks like Sloaters is actually going back to Aqueduct. I wonder if he decides to check the sandpit on the way out. I think that's what I would do. could technically also check Shack Tool. I think that's a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Ambitious.
Yeah, I'll say, because it definitely have to do an ice clip.
Yeah,
Nice wall jumping out of the pressures from there from Tilly.
Doing ice clip with just ice is a little awkward. You have to hit the Puyo so many times to actually freeze it.
Gotta have just pixel perfect position too on that enemy. And Sloater's just farming up on these sand pits. I rarely have seen that.
Yeah, he wanted to get those power bombs, and he's got them. He's almost back to full. X-ray is interesting.
Scope. That's a hard skip from Sloaters.
Yeah, and it looks like he is going... Yeah, he's going away from Shack Tool. Not going to bother with that. And this is the transition I was talking about. This door, which normally leads you to West Meridia, actually leads you to the room right of Aqueduct, this little farming room. And so Sloaters can use that and just leave the area.
Oh, interesting. And there it is. I'll be darned. Learn something new every day.
Yep. We'll see if Tilly decides to do the same thing. I would be surprised if he doesn't, and we see him running over there right away.
Yeah.
Sloaters having the early advantage just off of movement is a very good runner of the vanilla game and has a solid low percent time as well, I believe.
Yeah, so, I think so too.
I think he is definitely in a situation like this where both runners are doing the same thing. I think Sloaters is a little bit favored just off of execution, but we'll see if they keep doing the same thing. And it looks like we've got some divergence. I think Tilimorf is going up to Plasma though.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, taking the toilet, as they call it. Never knew why, but you know, try not to overthink it. But I think that's going to be a quicker check than Shack Tool, especially with this, like you said, with this item loadout.
Surprised Sloaters isn't checking X right here, actually. Although maybe just wants the door first. That is... Well, he can do this too if he wants. But remember that wall jump we were talking about? He's going to have to do that if he wants to actually make it through this area.
I love the bootless gravity jump there. It's kind of half lava dive, half gravity jump.
Yeah, definitely a lot easier than the bootless lava dive, but Sloater's still executing it very well. It can be a little tricky. You can very easily just mess up your jump and have to try it again.
Yeah. But Tilimorf heading back up, but who knows where that transition is going to lead. I bet you know, though, Derp.
Sloaters didn't save, so he can't actually check the GT item, because if it's something that he can't get, like something that doesn't actually get him out of the room, then he would be soft locked. So I'm not going to bother with that. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't bother with it, though, but looks like he's just going.
He's just going for it. But Tilimorf's back on, I guess you could say, the main loop, Derp, here.
Once again, can't even do the low ice strat, Sloaters, because he doesn't have charge. He doesn't even have low percent items.
Can't freeze the pirates. The only choice is this wall jump.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes him.
It's so finicky.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's pixel perfect and frame perfect. You have to wall jump on like the last possible frame.
Oh my goodness.
Does get it like pretty quickly too, actually.
Third or fourth try, Derp. Are you serious right now?
I'm telling you, Sloaters, you can do it.
Wow.
All right, Tilly
he's going. Saw a little kind of like a pump fake from Tilimorf there. Not sure if he was going to go down to Lower Norfolk, but sorry, Derp, I didn't mean to cut you off.
And there's so much action going on, I can't blame you.
Just straight up gaming from sloaters27, but Tilimorf's absolutely no slouch either. Love this play though to check Fireflea pre-Ridley.
Yeah, getting that A-Tank is actually really nice. The runners actually need to worry about the fact that the other door transition in this area could be a one-way, so they have to go all the way back. So they need to keep in mind that they need enough energy to actually make it back through the Coliseum. Not Coliseum. Whatever that room's called.
Back to the like reverse amphitheater.
Amphitheater. That's right.
Yeah.
Same difference, really.
Like the acid dive, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that one.
That's a tough one. The soldier's got five tanks in reserve, and with this item loadout, might be a little dicey.
So Tilly is going to... He took the save. I imagine he is going to check the other item. Although, if it's not bombs, spring ball, space jump, and technically speed, although speed would require him to do a very rough GT fight. If it's not one of those 4 items, he can't actually get out. So I think I actually, now that I think about it more, I like not doing the check, because it's very unlikely that you get an item that is both useful and lets you out. Until he only has 1 super as well, so he might just bail.
Yeah. That's a tough situation to
would
be
not
in.
be surprised to see Tilly just go back through Lava Dive and leave the area. With only 1 super, there's so little he can actually do, because he has to kill the pirates as well to actually get up worst stream in the game, even if he can do the wall jump. So I assume we just see him leave.
Hadn't even thought of that, Derp. Yeah, it's just Derp, your experience, it speaks for itself. You can get in these runners' minds, anticipate their every move.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good knowledge for Tilly that he knows where this is, because, you know, it's one of the 4 bosses. He needs to know where this area is, at least. I do wonder where he's going to go next. I don't think I like him going up Red Tower, because both of the transitions that are up here are pretty awkward. There's the retro and top of Green Bryn, and either way, he'd have to go all the way through the area to actually get anywhere. I think I would have rather seen him go back down.
That's an excellent point.
See what he has in mind, though. I think he should go up to Criteria, check bombs, Gauntlet, Terminator. They can't be a suit, but at this point, that's not really a concern.
Right, you are. Don't care if they're not suits, because they've got the suits, and Sloater's making an honest living right now, doing some farming pre-Ridley.
Yeah, it does need to farm for 30 supers in order to actually beat Ridley. Can technically go a little bit shorter because he's got enough power bombs and missiles, but the bigger issue is that he is not getting lucky with these drops at all. He's gotten like 5 in the past 30 seconds or something like that.
Sloaters and drop luck are unfortunately mortal enemies, it seems. But I'm curious what Tilly's gonna find as he makes his way back to the surface of Zebus here, going to Criteria. A lot of checks still to make. G4 still elusive. You know, could be anywhere.
Did we see what was that plasma beam? I don't remember if Tilly actually did that.
No, I don't.
Because I remember seeing him going up the tube.
I do remember that part, but then I think he just went to like the Forgotten Highway elevator, basically.
Yeah, I wonder where that was. I don't remember seeing it. I was focused on Sloaters in Lower Norfair, to be honest.
Doing that darn wall jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, realistically speaking, I mean, Tilly's going to be a boss down. It is Ridley, which is not the quickest way down to Ridley, you know, but certainly going to be able to gather more information as well as items.
Oh, the other entrance in East Meridia was bottom of Red Tower. It was the one that Sloaters checked, but Tilly didn't, above the the one that normally goes to Norfair, I think.
I think so.
Because Sloaters had that knowledge, he didn't bother checking it. Wave beam is actually very nice. Although
gotta love that wave beam.
Not very useful yet without the charge. And in this area, the wave beam won't really help you very much. The enemies are still too tough.
They're too tough. You said it, Derp. No gauntlet check possible for Tilly. Well, I guess. Oh no, you could do power bombs. Yeah, I think
He's got plenty of power bombs, and I think he is going to do it.
Forgot about the explosives. I'm like, oh, no normal bombs, no screw attack. Can't do Gauntlet, but 15 power bombs, 4 E-tanks, and both suits. This is gonna be a cake Gauntlet check.
Yep, shouldn't be too bad. He's got so much health and explosives.
Yep. Bringing out the heavy ordnance. But curious to see what he's going to find both from the major item location and the double miners in the back.
Yeah, also we'll be able to check Terminator on the way out.
Oh, that's a quadfecta right there. 2 major checks, 2 minor checks.
That's not the first one not paying off so much.
So I think that's either 3 or 4. I think at least
only
3.
2, right?
2? I thought we saw one. I thought Bomb Terizo had one.
Oh, I didn't see Bomb. If Bomb Terizo had one, then that's 3, I believe.
Yeah. Well, you know me, Derp. Just as a reserve tank enthusiast, I'm always trying to find all 4 in every seed.
Well, Tilly's on his way. This is really good.
That is terrific. Double soups in the back of Gauntlet. Charge Beam remains elusive. Charge Beam could be at Plasma, could be at Shack Tool.
Yeah, that would be rough. Those are 2 very awkward checks. Sloater's also getting quite a bit of supers, up to 45. Only needs a few more to technically be in go mode.
Oh,
and that high jump
is could have used those a while ago. If you're Tilly, are you thinking Lauren Orfair now?
Honestly, maybe, but there's still these 2 door transitions here, and it's very likely one of them leads somewhere good, as Sloater's also finding somewhere good here.
Yeah.
That's that wrecked ship. That's almost all the bosses.
Yeah. And here's another super missile, bringing the count up to 50 for Sloaters.
Yeah, there's Upper Norfair for Tilly, so he's about to find a bunch of major items, and I assume he full clears everything with high jump, with Varia, has the ability to do all the major checks, and I would be surprised to see him do anything else.
Just work your way from top to bottom, from left to right. Check them all. Find those movement items.
Find that charge beam. This is a bigger one.
Otherwise, going to be searching the rest of the night for minor items. Which is, if Sloaters doesn't come across a ton of missile packs, he might be in the same position. Although, if he does check Gauntlet, he'll bring his super count up to 60.
Yeah, only needs a few more missiles after that 60 super count, and then he is go mode.
Yeah, this has been quite an interesting seed. The way it's panning out for both runners. I like that both runners are taking very different approaches. Sloater's just putting the pedal to the metal and making the best of the very, very limited number of items he has. But Tilly definitely going more exploratory and making more of those major checks, looking for something to make things a little bit more palatable, I would say, Dirt.
Yeah, we'll see when he actually gets back to Lower Norfolk. If the other side of Wrecked Ship is Croc or Kraid or something like that, this will actually be really awkward for the runners. I think Tilly wants this gravity, or this grapple. Does want gravity, but he already has it.
He's had that since the second minute of the race.
Yeah,
maybe even the first. I don't remember.
I think it was the 4th, but still.
Fair.
Oh yeah, only minute 4. It took him that long. Come on.
Both suits. Oh man. So Derp, if you're Sloaters right now, what do? Do you just keep checking minor locations?
Well, it looks like that's what he's planning on. I think I probably would have checked at least left side super, or right side super. I mean, probably check E-Tank on the way out because I do want to get the other transition.
True. It looks like he is going to check right side.
I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see him actually just leave the area now, just go over to the E-Tank and then take the Forgotten Highway, transition out, and just skip Attic entirely.
Yeah.
I'm also a little surprised he doesn't take the E-Tank just for the refill, honestly. But I guess he doesn't... All the scary parts of the game are behind him. He doesn't really need the energy refill, does he?
The spiky room of death does, it does live up to its name, but
It is
he
a
might
spiky room of death. He's actually saving here. So
I think this is an interesting play. Like skip the tank, but take the save. Maybe he will.
yeah,
I don't know. Now he's going.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he saves for this. I think he's got, even without the E-Tank, he's got a pretty comfortable loadout. Like, a lot of things would have to go wrong for him to die here, because he has both suits. But maybe he's not thinking about the transition and just checking the item, and that's why he took the save.
Yeah,
that's all I can think of.
But Chad pointing out he might be unsatisfied with the transition and the item. And
I mean, what transition would be... Well, there's all the reserves.
There's all the reserve tags, Derp. We got to catch them all.
Yeah, I don't really know what transition, unless it's exactly Croc, or I guess G4. Then he would know where G4 is, but he wouldn't actually gain anything from being there right now.
Right. Because he still needs to find Kraid. But Tilimorf's into Bubble Mountain. Made his way through Cathedral.
If it's G4, that is awful for Sloaters, by the way. He's going to have to go all the way back through Wreck Ship, all the way through Lower Norfair, find Kraid, and then do it all again.
Yeah, that's gross.
There's speed for Tilly. That is really good.
Speed at Norfair Reserve for Tilimorf. That is a really nice pickup. That might be just the shot in the arm that Tilly needs to, get ahead. Try to catch up to Sloaters.
Definitely, yeah.
Just think, damn the torpedoes.
Oh my god. Just reset, Sloaters, just reset.
Ugh.
He took the save.
That's nasty.
Oh my goodness. Nasty. That is so good for Tilly. If he's able to find Kraid, then if he's able to find Kraid and able to get go mode, like find charge or enough ammo, then he can just go back to Lower Norfair immediately. That'll take him to ship. That'll take him to G4. And he won't have to do any of this backtracking that we're about to see Sloaters do.
That would be incredible.
That is absolutely huge for Tilimorf.
Yeah. I've never seen... I mean, I haven't seen that much full area rando, but I've never seen G4 at Forgotten Highway. That is like... I just have like this awful taste in my mouth. You know what I mean, Derp?
Yeah. Funny enough, this actually happened to me in a race against Sloaters in area rando where I did what Sloaters is doing and Sloaters did more what Tilly's doing. And I had to do all the backtracking.
No way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the hope for Sloaters is that he's able to find Kraid quickly and then just go right back. It's awful still, but at least he won't have to bother with exploring the whole area. Or the whole map, rather. That's the best case for him.
Tilimorf's going to have a pretty fast Lower Norfair because of, having boots and speed. So,
definitely going to make things a lot better.
Yeah. And found another Meridia transition here at the back of Bubble Mountain, I guess you could say. But, still don't know where Kraid is. And Sloaters
He's going to Crystal Flash. He's going to Crystal Flash. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, going to take the hit on purpose and then has enough health to Crystal... Or has low enough health to Crystal Flash, rather.
That's right.
And then this lets him get out. Good heads-up play for Sloaters.
Take a dip. Look at that energy drain. Holy Toledo.
Yeah, he's got plenty, though. This only takes about 2 or 3 tanks. It's a lot scarier than it is difficult.
That's fair. It scares the heck out of me, and I'm not even holding the sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this room might actually be... Well, oh no.
Oh, Tilimorf with Kraid's warehouse. Where was that connected to?
It was somewhere in Norfair. Either Croc or the one that leads to Lava Dive.
Oh my gosh, this is huge for Tilly.
Yeah, because he checked single chamber and it led him to West Meridia. I didn't see which one he went to next. I think he went to the Lava Dive one.
Yeah,
because I saw him going through Forgotten Highway.
Chat saying that the Chronic room was. Come on, Sloaters, get up there!
This is not something I had thought about. It's actually a very awkward jump, isn't it?
Yeah. But that is, boy, that means so Sloaters has made it back to Lower Norfair Elevator, but still has a long way to go to find Kraid, and then a long way back to G4.
Yeah, he needs to get back to, or he needs to get to Upper Norfair, basically. Tilly, I assume Tilly, especially if he finds Charge here in Kraid's Lair, is just going to go straight to LN.
Yeah.
And if not, then maybe we see something, but I think Tilly's in a very good position here. Just off of how the area rando worked out.
Still holding on to hope that Charge is at the janitor's closet E-tank location here in Kraid's warehouse, because behind Kraid was just an energy tank, and Tilimorf's more than happy with his energy. That's the hard skill.
Could go check Plasma and Shack Tool as well if he wants. I don't think he does, but he could.
Those checks are so slow.
Yeah, I think he is going to not do that, actually. What was the other... Oh, wait, this took him to ship. That's right.
Ooh.
Actually really nice for Tilly.
Space jump. Arguably the best item in the game, depending on who you talk to.
There's some people who will say that. There's also some people who will say it's the worst item in the game, so who can say?
I could never consider it the worst.
I don't know. What do you consider the worst item in the game?
The single worst item? Oh gosh.
It's like they're all good, right? Like there's no bad.
They are. They're all good in their own right, but this is going to make it incredibly unpopular, but and I'll give some context here. I got to go with Spring Ball, but only because you get it so late in the game, and it's so off the beaten path that a lot of casual players don't even get it. Like you get it before, or you get it after. It would be so much more useful throughout the game.
I can agree that Spring Ball is probably the worst item in the vanilla game because of what you said. It's just so awkward to get to.
Yeah.
I think in a randomizer setting, Spring Ball is quite useful. And also, we're literally watching a Sloaters race. I don't know if we're allowed to say Spring Ball is bad.
Oh, no. Oh, we're getting...
I wonder if Tilly gets back to Rock here. No? He's actually going to skip it. Just going to look for ammo.
Gonna see what's at Main Street here. Just a missile. What about Old Crab Supers? Another missile.
Yeah, he needs a few more supers to actually be able to finish the game. But once he does, he's got all the movement items now, actually.
Yeah, he's got the comfy loadout. Makes for
I think we've seen
fast and easy movement here.
I believe we've seen this transition.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, Green Hill.
I was going to check Waterway? Never mind, he's turning back. I think Tilly's a little unsure of what he wants to do next.
It's hard because, so many options are available to him with this item loadout. It's difficult to decide what you want to do, like, immediately next. And then what you're going to do after that.
So good news for Sloaters is he has made it to Upper Norfair. I wouldn't be surprised if he just skips a bunch of these item checks and just goes for doors, because he's really only looking for Kraid and a little bit of ammo.
And he's on
Kraid
the way
is here.
He's on the way to finding Kraid. So Tilly really working against time here. Because once Sloaters gets Kraid down, just has to just throw it in reverse derp and peel out of the parking lot. And get all the way back to the ship.
Yeah, Tilly still really needs to get to Lower Norfair as soon as possible. And the good news is, he is headed that way.
wonder now that it was space and still no X-ray check. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I think both runners are ammo. They're
Yeah.
just ammo hunting. Sloater's actually going straight to the door he needs to. This is very good for him.
That's incredible.
I'm not sure if it's enough to overcome Tilly being able to get through these two areas with full movement compared to Sloaters, who isn't there yet, and then we'll have to do it with just high jump.
It's a tough ask. It's a really
and to be fair, having high jump is an upgrade over what he had to do last time.
It's an excellent point. A very excellent point there.
Just don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Derp, too, when it comes to the finding ammo. It's just too late, not enough beams to really make charge worth hunting for. I mean, Tilimorf's at 40 and 45. Sloaters, if he gets, I don't know, would he come across Gauntlet on the way back to Rex ship? I think so. That would put him at 35-65. But
I don't know if he does. I think he just goes straight to straight to Lower Norfair. Although, because he actually skipped the Gauntlet check. He had the opportunity to do it, and he just skipped it and went down Terminator. That would be really big, because that would put him at enough ammo. But I believe he will find enough on the way. Might do a few checks on his way out of Upper Norfair, just for ammo.
True.
And we know he won't find charge because Tilly didn't find charge, and I believe he full cleared the area.
Excellent point.
But if he gets enough ammo, then he's in a good spot. Tilly also skipping E-tanks. I'm kind of surprised. Once again, just for the refill at this point.
Yeah?
Like, you're coming into Three Musketeers. A little spooky. Actually, Tilly hasn't fought Ridley yet. That is one thing to keep in mind. Sloaters does have Ridley dead.
That's right.
So maybe he's not as behind as I thought. Still has to overcome the movement advantage. Plus, Tilly is probably going to be doing a few Rex ship checks to actually get enough ammo. Sloater's going to be happy to see that space jump at least.
Finally, a movement item.
Finally. So the best case for Sloaters, and this is something that I actually think is fairly reasonable, but if he wants to do one check in Bubble Mountain, he would probably do the reserve check because that has multiple miners. It looks like that's not what he's going to do. He's just going to bail.
No. He is bailing.
But if he did, he would actually get Speed Booster as well. So he would be in a really good spot movement-wise. It's just going to leave the area. Like I said, he's going straight back to Lower Norfair.
Wow.
And honestly, I think he's still ahead. Now that I look at this again, Tilly still has, both bosses to kill, and Sloaters is just going.
Just gaming. But what is if Sloaters doesn't find another super pack, Derp, what's the minimum missiles that he needs? Or is he already there?
He would need 55 missiles.
55?
Doesn't want that power bomb.
55. It's an option.
I am a little bit surprised he didn't do any checks here. I wonder if he checks anything in Rex ship. Like if he goes up to Attic, picks up like Sky Missile and the Maze Missile or something like that. It's awful. You hate to do it, but maybe you just have to in order to actually get enough ammo. And honestly, that goes for Tilly as well. He will get, I believe there's a super pack under the moat. And then I think the other two early ones are missiles. I think Spooky Missile and Left Side Super are both missiles. So that puts Tilly a little bit short. But he will get the ammo on the way out of Lower Norfair as well. So actually, he won't need to do anything after that. He will have enough, technically.
That's a pretty nice position to be in, Derp, if you're Tilimorf.
This is a really interesting scenario. I don't think this is the fastest way for Sloaters. He's actually checking 230 for a Hail Mary charge play. If this is charged, then I think Sloaters is ahead comfortably, actually.
Ooh, it is.
Wait, why am I thinking this is a major item? I'm thinking Chozo for some reason. But that super pack is maybe just as big as Charge Beam.
Derp, Derp's already ready for next week. I think that's the coming attractions. It will be Chozo Rando next week. But yeah, like you said, Derp, Super Missile is exactly what Sloaters wanted to see there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I agree with checking bomb Torizo here, but again, Sloaters is a little bit desperate, and I don't think he realizes that Tilly is where he is. You're right, that was a reserve. I missed it the first time.
Oh, that's okay, Derp. I can sometimes get it wrong. I've been wrong before. You know, it happens. But yeah, Tilly is
going for this silly space jump out of.
Gotta tip your cap to it. But Tilimorf not in the driver's seat yet, but has the potential to really come storming back.
I would like to see him pick up the E-Tank at Firefly, by the way. He knows there's an E-Tank there, and he wants the refill more than he actually wants, like, just another 100 health. So I would not be surprised if we just see him go pick up the E-Tank. And I really hope he does, although it looks like he's
oh my goodness, the supers. So between 230 Gauntlet and ship PBs here, landing site PBs, that's 20 supers. But obviously we're not going to see Gauntlet from Sloaters.
Yeah, well, we might. I don't think so. I think now with the supers, he's in go mode, and he should just leave.
The long slog all the way to G4.
Tilly, I really wish Tilly picked up that E-Tank. He's going to be in such an awkward position in this room. But, alas. See what he's able to do. Oh, this was a super. I forgot. I thought this was a missile.
Yeah, 40, 55, so very, very close to having
enough so right under the ocean, we'll put Tilly at 40, 60. He'll probably check a couple more and get a few missiles.
Oh, Tilimorf. Oh, Tilimorf.
He's got plenty of reserves. He's got enough reserves. I was worried for nothing.
Sometimes you got to go to manual. You got to make a manual burn there of the reserve tanks.
Yeah, I was worried he had like 4 reserves or something. And he was actually
it would have been treacherous.
He kept better track than I did, and so he was just fine.
If Tilly has a good Fantoon fight, I think he takes this. He's right. He's right there.
He didn't check the last minor item under the ocean, so didn't get that super pack, which is non-trivial because he really wanted that. And this isn't going to give him enough. He's only going to have 50, 55, which is technically enough if he breaks the glass and refills, but that's not what you want to be doing.
That is.
Tilly not checking under the ocean, actually, it's such a small decision, like, that might have actually lost him the game. That is insane.
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say, but we're just converging now, Derp. This is...
Sloaters is coming. He doesn't have speed, but he is certainly not slow.
I mean, a lot easier time the second time through Lower Norfair with the advantage of high jump boots and space jump. But Tilimorf up against Fantoon here. Going to be trying to connect on those Doppler missiles. Sloaters having more trouble and worse room in the game with space jump than without here.
He gets there eventually, but yeah.
My goodness.
He did have an easier time getting the wall jump, didn't he? This race has been crazy. I'm glad we could be here to witness.
Me too, Derp. Me too. This tournament has been absolutely bonkers, for lack of a better word. We're in week 5 out of 7 weeks of Swiss action to establish a top 16 playoff. And plus we have a really rich prize pool for the winners. The top 4 finishers in that playoff bracket. $650 prize pool plus an RGB modded SNES Junior. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely I mean, it's still a for fun tournament, of course, but definitely a little bit more, maybe more incentive to win. And this is what I was talking about here. If Tilly had enough supers, he would not need to bother doing anything else.
Yeah, he would be just.
But
and he's got to know.
Because he does, he's going to have to do all these checks, and Sloaters is just going to run by him. Look at this.
Oh my goodness. But then there's still escape. There's still a lot, though. I mean, baby
It's still
skip.
all of that. It's just, I don't know. This isn't going to be a super for
enough.
Tilly. None of the major items are going to be charged. And the nearest super is at Ocean, behind or under West Ocean.
Yeah, that is the closest one. I hope he goes back and gets it, because if he makes it all the way to Forgotten Highway, he's going to have to turn around.
Oh, no. What a... It's such a small thing, too. You're never going to be thinking about that as something that would cost you the race. And I think it just did for Tilly.
It very well could have, Derb. It very well could have, because Sloaters is just playing like a man possessed right now. Just trying to just
he's going
there.
Wasting no time.
Well, maybe a little bit in worst room of the game, but we won't hold that against old
Well,
Sloaters.
you know. It's called that for a reason.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Yeah, look at this. Like I said, Tilly's going to be...
Yeah, going to attic,
some of these attic
right
checks.
side attic. Just have to find another minor item. Please let it be not a power bomb. Really nice attic spark. Oh, I'm sorry. Going to Sky now. Sky and Maze. Going for 2
I think
instead
that's
of
better
1.
than going to right side attic.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Derb. You're absolutely right. Temporary insanity on my part.
Well, that missile is technically go mode, but Tilly wants the super. He's gonna get it.
How about that? I'll see your Ocean super, and I'll get a Maze super instead. But still has to... Oh, man. This is so much closer than I thought it would be with those 2 suits at the beginning. Just totally divergent pathways, different strategies entirely, different tactics on display in each of these areas. Man, it's been a good race, Derb.
Yeah, I do think both runners showed a really good understanding of how area rando works. I think both routed this very well for their strengths as individual players. And unfortunately, just one little slip up, I feel, from Tilly. He does have speed still. He does have speed, and they are still doing ammo Mother Brain. So it's possible one person... I'd like to see them both save, but it's possible one person misses a few shots and has to reset. And that could give the other a pretty significant advantage. This is definitely not over, but Sloaters is in a very solid lead right now. Does Tilly know if this is G4, by the way? I'm not sure if he does. I think Sloaters got grabbed. Wow, he didn't. That is... something. I can't believe he didn't get grabbed there.
That is something indeed. So Tilimorf into G4 gets the elevator refill because this is full area rando. But yeah, that was... I mean, come on. He does it all, seen it all. Tilimorf into Metroid Room 1. Sloaters looking for that ice Zebetite skip to avoid spawning the rest of them. And Tilimorf trying to shake off these Metroids. Taking them out with 3 power bombs.
Yeah, unfortunately no bombs to get those off. Does have Ice Beam. I wonder if he forgot. That room he just went straight for power bombs.
Yeah, I thought he got grabbed by one of them and was like, yeah, the heck with it, I'll just use power bombs, but...
Yeah, he did in the first room, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's just going for the power bombs.
Maybe just conserving those supers, not having to worry about it.
Yeah, he could just be making sure he doesn't need to worry about Metroid drops because he's just not going to use any of his ballistics.
Yeah. It's an interesting strategy. I don't know if I've seen that before, but with 50 and 60, there's not a ton of room, is there?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got 10 extra missiles. Although he will still need to go back and refill. Sloaters, we didn't even talk about it. He's through. He made it.
Yeah, he did. He not only made it, but man, I don't have anything more to say. I thought I was going to, but
that is not quite all she wrote, but like I said, very good for Sloaters. He really did get baby skip without speed, didn't he? Huh.
I thought he did. I was watching Tilimorf's screen when that happened, but man.
Sloaters is just crazy. He's pulling out all the tech. Gets the worst room in the game wall jump. Gets the speedless skip. Gets the worst room in the game strat with the high jump. He's doing everything, man.
Everything possible. But I agree with chat though, Derp. And as someone said that both runners should be very pleased with the way that they played this seed, and I have to agree with that. I feel like Tilimorf, like you said earlier, played to his strengths and got just the right combination of items to really keep this awfully competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this is the 3-1 race, so both runners are still going to be in the playoff picture. The loser will have to win both of their next 2 weeks, while the winner has, one game of leeway in case something goes wrong. But both are definitely... I would not be surprised if both of these runners are in playoffs, in top 16.
Me neither, Derp. They're very strong players, but this field is exceptionally strong. I know we had a unprecedented turnout, over 80 runners, but the undefeated bracket is really heating up here in week 5. It's really been exciting to watch. Yeah,
absolutely. Tilly needs to be really careful with this fight. Only has a few missiles of leeway. Does not want to miss a super. He can miss one, I believe.
Wow, that's pretty tight. I think that was the one.
Did he miss?
I thought I saw it.
That crouch was
the bottom of
scary.
I didn't see the flash on Mother Brain's chin, so maybe it was just my eyes, but we'll find out.
Doesn't look like Tilly's missing another one.
That's incredible. What a fight from Tilimorf. Taking that catch up on the chin, and it doesn't even matter. That is a dead Mother Brain too. Wonderful job from Tilly.
Yeah, really nice ammo kill on Mother Brain from both runners. That's definitely a scary thing to execute in a race, especially against a runner of the other runner's caliber.
Too true, Derp. Too true. But Sloaters is into the parlor. No climb spark, no speed booster, but all the way to the ship and still coming in sub-hour.
Yep, he's going to finish with an official race time of 57 minutes and 33 seconds. GG to Sloaters.
GG's indeed.
See if we can get the runners in for an interview. We have seen both of them in chat, and of course they are streaming at a 10-minute delay, so they both have finished by now.
That's right.
See if we can hear their thoughts on the seed. I imagine Sloaters is not going to be happy given where G4 was.
It was certainly set up to really catapult Tilly back into this race, given Sloaters' early and kind of mid-game decision-making.
And Tilly was not far off.
Oh, not at all.
I did wonder how much more he catches up from actually picking up the missile or the super missile at Ocean, because it still took him like that check alone wouldn't save him a couple minutes, and he was a couple minutes behind Sloaters.
That's true.
Like, it would save him a lot, though. I think it would be an incredibly close race, but I wonder. I think Sloaters might have been able to pull it out anyways. As crazy as it sounds, I think his execution in Turian was so good that he might have won anyways. It's actually kind of crazy.
I think Tilimorf. I think there's quite a few what ifs. I think if Tilimorf gets baby skip, I think if he freezes the Metroids in all 4 rooms and gambles on having enough ammo, but if he had found that super at Ocean, he probably would have been more comfortable freezing the Metroids. So there's a lot of give and take, I think, but those 3 things together. Ooh.
It's gonna go for Blue Bomber because
looking for a Blue Bomber
wasn't
here.
able to get it. Didn't have the speed booster. The Tilly's gonna.
I love it.
Win our hearts.
Second try Blue Bomber from Tilimorf on the escape. Like derp. That's the moral victory lap right there.
Moral victory indeed. Like I said, Sloaters didn't even have the speed booster. He wasn't able to do it. But...
Yeah. Oh man. Seeing Sloaters go for Blue Bomber in some pretty tight races, but you know what? Oh my goodness! Just stunting on him, derp. Tilimorf with the left side Behemoth Spark. Is it really even a Behemoth Spark at that point if it's on the left side? My goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the exact qualifications for a Behemoth Spark is.
I'm gonna start calling that the Tilimorf Spark for sure.
Maybe. I've always thought of it as the Toasty Spark, because Toasty used to do that every run.
Oh my goodness.
Shout out to
Toasty
Toast.
Can't take that away from Toasty, but that's it. Tilimorf finishes in 2nd place with an official race time.gg time of 1 hour, 0 minutes, and 45 seconds. GG's to Tilimorf.
Yeah, and we are joined by the winner, sloaters27. GG on the win. I was gonna ask how you're feeling, but I think, given what we know about how the area played out, I think I might have an idea.
Good Lord, that was the most tragic thing that's ever happened to me in an area rando. I was jaw dropped. I forgot that I even saved, and I was just dumbfounded.
My goodness. Oh, the tragedy experienced. G4 at Forgotten Highway.
And you know what's worse is that halfway through Lower Norfair, I was like, man, this would kind of suck if this was Torian on the end of this. And then I go through and I saw the transition at first. I went, oh God, it's Torian, isn't it? And then it was Wreck Ship. I'm like, oh, thank God, it's Wreck Ship. I'm fine. I'm like, wait a minute. But what if Torian's at the end of this? And then it happened.
Gosh. And then it happened.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, I like the things I did. There's a few mistakes at little micro things of the order I did things in some spots, but overall I was pretty happy with it besides that.
I thought the execution you're pulling out, especially in Lower Norfair the first time without high jump, got the worst room in the game wall jump pretty quickly.
Oh my gosh.
I know you've done it before in a race. I don't know exactly how confident you are with it, but you did just go for it and it worked out.
Yeah, usually it takes me a minute or less to get it, so to me it's always available to pass through, so I'll go there if I can, and it seems like a good idea in this case. Definitely not, but
sometimes it doesn't work out. We are joined by Tilimorf. GG's.
GG.
Yeah, GG's Tilimorf. What an amazing display.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun seed. It was fairly straightforward.
Yeah, definitely do like how you routed it, given I think you were saying in the race time chat that you weren't as comfortable with the worst room in the game wall jump, so you had to bail on that. But I do think you routed it really well after that. You were able to make the race very close.
Yeah, I wish I had realized when I found Lava Dive that I didn't have a worst room in the game item, because that would have saved me like a couple minutes just turning around right away. But yeah, I felt pretty good about how it went. I'm just glad that it was a fairly close race.
Yeah, absolutely. I will keep giving you crap for not checking the item under ocean, though. I'm a
Oh
little
my
sad about
gosh,
that.
Derb.
A little sad about that.
Yeah, I realized I should have checked it before Fantoon when I wasn't quite ammo go mode, but I figured I'd just hope for items at left side supers and the sleeping missiles.
Yeah. But you are still in the tournament, 3-2, still alive for playoffs. So, what are your thoughts going into the last few weeks of the tournament? And I guess the same question for Sloaters, moving on to 4-1.
Well, I'm at 3-2, already much better than I expected to do, so I'm just happy to continue playing in the tournament and glad that it's happening. I love participating in these each year, and thanks everyone for putting on the tournament and commentating and restreaming and all that, because they're a blast.
Yeah, no question about it, Tilly. That's such an awesome attitude and such awesome words to hear from you. We're gonna love seeing you in action in week 6 and 7, and still with that, kind of possibility of making the playoffs. Don't count out Tilimorf, Chad. Very strong rando player.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Sloaters moving on to 4-1 in a very comfortable position, but still some scary matches to come. So, how are you feeling in the tournament so far?
I'm feeling pretty good. I've been pretty happy with my performance so far. It was a little rough getting Farfaloo in round 2, but I'm glad I have managed to keep getting wins since then. But I've been having a lot of fun. I think most of these modes have been really fun. I forget which week it was. I think it was the random start one that I didn't really like so far, but I love area rando. I think countdown is like a great thing for full rando, and that's been a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of it. I've been really getting back into rando now with like all these different modes we've been playing. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, good to hear for sure. Any final thoughts from either of our runners? Which you should go follow, by the way. The link
No
in the
question.
chat. They are both
Follow
very
the
good.
runners.
GG once
Yeah.
again. Thanks for the race, Sloaters.
Yeah, GG Tilly, and thank you Hockey and Derp for providing the commentary. I'm sure you did a great job. At least you did for the last 10 minutes I caught.
Oh, glad you enjoyed those 10-minute Sloaters, and yeah, it was a terrific race between you two. A lot of ins and outs, a lot of divergence, and all converging at that unideal G4 location.
Yeah, absolutely. But I believe that is going to do it for us. There's another race going on right now, I believe, on another Speed Gaming channel. I don't know which one, but it is more action. So, Sasha Boss versus Maniacal. If you want to go watch that, then keep an eye out on the Speed Gaming channels for that, because it is happening as we speak. But if we got anything else to say here, if not, then I think we should call it. Great race between both of our runners. Hockey, you have anything to add?
Shout outs to Miz on tracking duties tonight. Trackers are the backbone of randomizer tournaments and races. Without those trackers, we will not have a restream. So, it's wonderful for Derp and I to be able to get on here and Derp can speak very intelligently, and I can just flap my gums for an hour, but it's really the trackers that make these tournaments possible. So huge shout outs to them. And of course, a huge shout out to T Sigma and everyone else at SpeedGaming for doing setup. Also very important. Can't have a restreamed race without restreamers.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to Mr. Miz. But like I said, that's gonna be it for us. So we will see you next time. Bye bye.